Let's go ahead and talk through this part. So you guys saw me organizing that top drawer, which I'm going to be switching up to making it more of my like everyday makeup stuff, just because I want to be able to declutter as much of the top of the vanity as possible. I hate it being so just cluttered. So there's definitely a lot of things that I need to go through in here and get rid of, just stuff that just ends up getting tossed in there just to get it off the counter. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start by putting all of my reusable cotton rounds into the baggie to get them washed. So I absolutely love these. I found them on Amazon. They were a great price, and it's not wasteful. I mean, I use them mostly to take off my makeup using my makeup remover that I made myself. If you want the recipe for that, I do have it over on my Instagram. Or I use it just with some toner. Like if I didn't use makeup that day, I will usually go in with the Thayer's, this is the unscented alcohol-free witch hazel, and I just wipe that on my face to give it a good clean, and then I wash it. So I don't really need cotton rounds anymore, so that's fun. Now my goal for this drawer, because it has a lot of the bigger bottles, is I'm gonna put in this tray, and if it fits in this tray standing, I'm keeping it. If it doesn't fit in here, then I don't need it, and then I'll figure out what to do next. I do have, I did consolidate it. I did have 2 bottles of fractionated coconut oil that I did not need, so I just blended those together into my bottle. You're gonna see a lot of Sky Organics stuff. I love Sky Organics. I still have some of my Plant Therapy Defender Multi Cleaner Concentrate, and I have the glass one. I have not used the glass one yet, but do plan on using that. I've got my Argan Oil Dry Healing Oil for my hair, and just a couple of other things. Recently picked up some vegetable glycerin to use on some recipes. I wanted to look more into what to use this for, but I do have it in my moisturizing face mist that I made. Also, I think I made this during like a live, or I don't know, there was a video I made that I used this. I love this. I also sometimes use it as like a setting spray. Hey! Like I said, lots of Sky Organics in here. And then, as always, I have never claimed to be fully non-toxic. I am not fully non-toxic. So I still use my regular mousse, and I still use my regular hair gels and whatnot. So don't come at me. Let's see here. Stuff that doesn't need to be here anymore. is going away. I'm trying to get everything out so I can just be able to wipe it down like I did the first time. And I apologize for how horrendous my drawers look. This used to be my mom's bathroom and it's quite old, and so I'm in the market of trying to find some nice like stickers that I can lay down. Yes. Go watch the dinosaurs. I'm in the process of trying to find some nice like vinyls that I can lay down so that it doesn't look so ugly. But I might look into that probably next weekend. So let's go ahead and keep taking stuff out and then put everything back in nice and organized. Alright, let's do a little update. So I've got the white bin over on this side, and then I did put in this little metal one and another little white one. So for the most part, I narrowed it down to just this. My mousse is too tall, so it lays down. And then I got some stuff over here. These are some things that I keep extra, like empty oil bottles. I just dried them out already, so they're clean and good to go. And then I just keep them around so that as soon as I need one, all I gotta do is peel off the label, and I have some extra bottles. Got some Band-Aids, my carpet deodorizer back here that I made myself, some setting spray that I still have left over that I do enjoy using, and then just some more stuff. And then just to give you like a little overview of the top, this is what I got it down to as well. So this little bin here has my makeup stuff in it, hairbrush right in the middle, my deodorant, yes I know, I'm not on the aluminum free train yet, my SPF for my face, I love this stuff. I have this aloe vera gel that I made with one of my, I think it was the June or July Simply Earth box. I love this stuff. It helped me a lot when we went on vacation and we spent some time at the beach in St. Augustine. Really saved me. Yes, I still use some perfumes. These are some of my favorites that I have found at Target. Let's see if it'll focus for you. There we go. So this one is the Magnolia Violet. I love that. I have the Apricot Bloom, another really good one. It almost smells like orange blossom though. And I have one more, but it's in my classroom that I keep. Over here, my hydrating face mist that I made myself, my makeup remover, and I love that facial spray from Mario Badescu. Over here I have a bunch of carrier oils and some face oils. So I've got this jojoba oil, which is my favorite. I just started using it, but I've loved it so far in all of my roll-ons and for my face. Sometimes I just go with straight jojoba at night. Love to put this argan oil on my hair as soon as I get out of the shower. I'm so sorry that the TV is so loud. I'm trying to keep my son entertained while I do this. So argan oil, love this stuff, found it on Amazon. This is my under eye potion, so it's like an under eye roll-on I made a while ago. Sorry, that's not really focusing there for you. And then I have these the castor oil lash serum. I do use this quite a bit. It's empty because I've used it to make some it's my turn to drive. The cap fell off of this, but I used it to make this lash serum, which has lavender and cedarwood in it, so I'm gonna actually pop that in here as well. The Revitalized Day Oil from Plant Therapy. I've been loving this so far, but I have been breaking out since using it, and I'm wondering if it's this or if it's the fact that I'm wearing makeup again and I'm lazy when it comes to washing my face at night. I love the Marula face oil. When it comes to face oils at night, I kind of go back and forth between this one and my serum that I made myself. This is mostly jojoba oil, and then it has a couple of drops of lavender, frankincense, copaiba, and blue tansy, which made it that beautiful blue. There's literally only 2 drops of blue tansy in this, and it made it so dark. That's it for my serums. Back here I just have this nifty little shaver to help with like stray hairs and stuff like that. And that's it for the top drawer. So I'm keeping it pretty simple. So already, now I gotta keep working up here. Alright, so let's actually go ahead and declutter some makeup because I have way more than I will ever need, and I really have been wanting to work my way through this Chikathon palette, which was a gift from my aunt. For anyone who is into that, I finally hit pan on the bronzer, which is the Hoola bronzer and the Coralista blush. You can tell those are my favorites. I barely ever use Dandelion because it's so light. I do like Dallas when I want something a little warmer, and then I hardly ever do Raw Couture. So this is my goal for 2021, is to actually make my way through this palette. So I'm going to be gifting some other bronzers that I have. This is the Laguna bronzer from NARS. It's a tiny little sample set that I had received, but I don't love it. The Hoola bronzer is my favorite, so I am going to be passing this on to someone who can definitely use it. This is my favorite setting powder, the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. It smells like grandma, and I say that as nicely as possible. It has a very strong smell, but I do love it, and it does actually help set my face so that it's not like melting apart. I have 2 e.l.f. primers. I don't need both. I actually bought the luminous one on accident. I don't like the luminous one. I love the poreless one because I suffer from a lot of pores. So I will be keeping the poreless one, but the luminous one I'm going to be passing on. I do have this Tarte blush, which I absolutely love. It's called Party. But so I'm going to keep this one, even though I do have the Chikathon palette, because sometimes it's just easier to pull this out and put it on real quick instead of grabbing the whole palette. So I'll have this as a backup. And then I only own one highlighter, which is the Lunch Money Super Shock Cheek pearlized highlighters from ColourPop. I absolutely love ColourPop. I'm actually wanting to try some of their, one of their newer foundations. Because I do have 2 foundations. I have 3 foundations technically. So this is the one I always use. I absolutely love this foundation, the Healthy Foundation SPF 20, because it's super light to medium coverage, mostly light, but it just helps even out my skin tone, so where I'm like, cool, good to go to work with that. I do love the CoverGirl Outlast All Day, but I think it's too light for me, and I think it's actually pretty old by now, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna toss this one. It's pretty old and I haven't used it in a while because it's much more full coverage, and with all the mask wearing we've been doing in 2020, I don't really need full coverage. And then speaking of full coverage, I have this Tarte one, which I completely bought the wrong color. This is Fair Light Beige. It is way too light on me, and I have no idea what to do with it because it is now way too past when I ordered this. And like, seriously, there's no amount of bronzer that'll make this actually match me. So this is gonna be passed on. I might donate it, or if a friend or cousin wants it, they can have it. So just like that, I'm down to only one foundation. So I might actually order the ColourPop one. And then sometimes I only use highlighter. So I kind of go back and forth between the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which I love. And then most recently, I've been loving the e.l.f. concealers. I had the Camo Concealer at first, which was the popular one. It was supposed to be kind of like the dupe to Shape Tape, but it's really drying, so I don't love it. And so I ended up getting the Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this one's amazing. I'm actually using it today. But I keep them just in case. So that's it for that. Let's take a look over here. So over here, I'm down to nothing in here. All I have is my lip sugar lip scrub that I made myself. So that's gonna go back in here. And now let's talk some eyeshadow palettes. So my oldest eyeshadow palette is the Naked 2 Basics palette, so you can see which two colors I use the most of, and I never use this one. I want to say I've had this one for 4 years, not entirely sure, but I love this one. I love this palette. It's one that I constantly go back to. Look how dirty that mirror is. But I do love that one, so I am going to be keeping that one. I have the Ulta Beauty Bloom palette, which it came, one time I spent some money at Ulta and it came with a whole bunch of like Ulta Beauty stuff. I ended up have been thrown away quite a bit of it because it was not good. This eyeshadow palette was pretty decent. It's got some really nice colors in it, but I hardly ever use it at all, so I think I'm going to pass this on because I have some nicer palettes. I do have the You're a Cutie palette from ColourPop. Again, it's another beautiful one. It was definitely an impulse buy, but these here are totally me when it's like super basic. I love wearing purple on my eyes because it brings out my green eyes, but then there's a bunch of colors in here that I never ever use, like these like shimmery glitter things. I don't do all that, and that pink right there, that's scary, but I will use up these here, and then whatever whatever happens to it happens to it. And then I have the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star Mini Controversy palette. The hype was real around these palettes when they came out, and me and my husband were watching the documentaries on the docuseries that Shane did on his channel with Jeffree Star. Totally loved it. So I totally bought this in order to support that. Also, do as I say, not as I do. You're not supposed to blow on your makeup because you're gonna get stuff on it, but whatever, I do it. So even though this is kind of a scary looking palette, I have been able to use most of these colors. So if you go in with a light hand, these blues aren't as scary as they seem, but I like having these fun colors because it'll make me experiment with some color. And then the only other eyeshadow palette I have is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill palette, which I went with the, I don't know if they're named. Oh yeah, they are. I got the Bling Boss one, which has, again, lots of purples because I love using purple eyeshadow to bring out my green eyes. So definitely all a bunch of fun ones. I honestly have never used this one. For Christmas, Christmas Eve, I did a look that used several of these. I played around. I always use Hush Hush as kind of like a transition shade, and then I went in with some Rockstar and Mystic, and then I put a little bit of Glitz and Glam in the inner corners. Totally love that, so I love this palette. Definitely will be keeping that. So I'm not getting rid of any of my palettes this time. All right, so I didn't show you guys the before of this, and don't mind my breaking container, but let's call this Organized Chaos. They are in bins. Before, it was literally stacked, like everything was just stacked, and like I would open the doors and it would just like fall out. So that's done. So we're gonna close this up. This is looking pretty decent. I didn't even show it to you before. This is most of my husband's stuff. He needs to go through that and see if there's anything there he still wants. I got a random stapler in here. I've got some cornstarch from when I tried to make my own dry shampoo, which reminds me, I forgot to buy dry shampoo today. My favorite coconut oil, Sky Organics. nail polish remover. I love my jewelry cleaner, which I need to clean my jewelry. So that's gonna be that. Usually in here I will put in my pack of feminine products. So that'll stay there. And then all right, let's keep it moving. This is looking pretty good so far. And I've restructured the top of the counter here. It all looks much better in my opinion. There's more space. There isn't a whole bunch of stuff all over each other. And so let's take a look at it. All right, so I definitely still need to dust, and I still need to wipe dirty mirror, and I still need to work on that table back there. Insert toddler. But this is looking amazing. So I repurposed this little basket that I had, and I put in my... Daddy's at work. On life. And I put in my stuff here. So I've got my sugar scrub that I made myself, my cotton swabs, and my DIY soap. And this is all set. I've got my makeup sponges, my brushes, and my jade roller. All my stuff you guys already saw. Top drawer looks great. Middle drawer, it still has a lot of stuff, but it's nice and organized and I know where everything is. And then that bottom drawer, she's good to go. Again, my husband still needs to look through that stuff. And then I got some old cotton balls here that I mostly use for art projects for Ben. So I might move that to his room in his art box. And then extra cotton swabs until that I'll use to refill this once I'm out. So that's it for my first ever declutter slash clean with me video. Only thing I have left to do, like I said, is to dust and wipe down everything and clean my giant mirror. And this area is ready to go. I feel really accomplished today and really happy with everything and how it came out. And if you guys want to see some more of these videos, I definitely need to declutter and clean out my son's room because Christmas. I would love to share that with you guys as well. But until the next time, thank you guys for watching so much. Bye.